Hello guys, welcome to the tissue absorption experiment. In this experiment, we're trying to find a way to maximize the detection of Nile blue in our samples. Nile blue is the dye that allows the human eye to identify foreign tissues beneath normal tissues. By concentrating at these foreign tissues and absorbing the light that passes through them, Nile blue causes the foreign tissues to show up as dark spots when put under the light. In our case, we're using chicken breast tissues in place of human flesh.
Oh my god, this power!
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, is that you? What happened to you? Come on, Tipple.
I have a new sweater.
Different.
I have a new sweater. It's from
Since when?
Nile Blue.
What? How did sample A get involved with Nile blue? I don't know. He looks so different. This is bad. What is Nile blue?
Nile blue? Oh, you guys want to know what Nile blue is? Nile blue is a dye that absorbs light at its best when the light is at a wavelength of 635 nanometers. It is used to detect cancerous cells in patients. That sample A right there, he got sick because he caught cancer. And the blue thing that was thrown on him, that was Nile blue. And we're going to use that to detect where he is in the human body.
Oh no, where's Nile blue? I don't know, but I guess if he has Nile blue on him, that means he's infected. We don't know where he is. We need to find him. We have to find him now.
Let's take a look at the setup. First off, we have the light source, which emits white light of all wavelengths. However, we only want light with a wavelength of 635 nanometers, because it is the wavelength at which Nile blue absorbs best. Thus, we have placed the filter N635 to filter out lights of unwanted wavelengths. Next, we have two lenses used to collimate the light. Right after where the sample is supposed to be, we have placed a second filter for extra precision of the light wave, followed by a third lens, which makes sure that light is concentrated before entering the detection device. Lastly, we have placed a CCD camera at the end of the table to capture the resultant image.
Here we are preparing the slides by washing them with soap and water. This is the room which our experiment took place. As you can see, this is the computer screen that was connected to the CCD camera in the back. This is a video of us preparing our chicken samples that we are using. We are using a scalpel cutting the chicken, which is actually frozen. The chicken is very rough, and we are cutting in one motion, which is just slicing across very carefully, as you can see. And we are not trying to cut our fingers off. Here we are measuring the thickness of the chicken and adjusting the thickness of it to our liking. And if it's not the right thickness, we will cut it thin. This is preparing the Nile blue dye. As you can see, we are using a pipette to squeeze some of this Nile blue into a glass plate. This is where we will now take small pieces of the chicken and dip it into the Nile blue very carefully so we don't stain ourselves. We then remove and roll the chicken sample into a thin slice of tissue and dropping it onto the flat piece of chicken. And the small piece of chicken that's dyed is the cancerous cell, which is sample A. We're going to place the other slice of the chicken and then put the slide on. And then after that, we are going to rubber band both ends like so. And we make sure that we let go of it at the same time. 2, 3. There we go.
I need to hide. Alright, they shouldn't be able to see me here.
Keep going.
They can't find me. No, they can't find me.
Laugh.
They can't find me.
So where is he? Well, I don't know, but if he's wearing a Nile blue sweater, that means that we can try to find him with a CCD camera. CCD camera. Okay, where is he? Yes, well, we can film and things.
This was done on June 12th. The front piece is 1.3 centimeters and the back piece is 0.8 centimeters. And here we'll have a close-up for you. And if you look closely, that black dot, that is the Nile blue. Next up, we have a sample that was done on May 8th. This was front 1.4 centimeters and back 1.6. This one is 0.8 in the front and 1.3 in the back, and this was 4 days after. Next, we have one that was 1.0 centimeters in the front and 1.4 in the back. And this is a picture of the cross section.
Now, the most time-consuming part of our experiment was adjusting our CCD camera. And a CCD camera is just like any other camera in that its job is to take a picture. In this case, the CCD camera is taking a picture of our dyed sample, which is between the two chicken breast samples. And essentially what we're trying to do is see if we can find this this dyed sample. But before we can do that, we have to make sure that our camera is focused properly. Now, it's pretty complicated, but we can simplify it, and there's definitely many techniques to do it. The technique that we used involved a business card, and I have one right here. It's just a regular Metro card, and essentially what we do is we place this in front of the camera about maybe 20 centimeters away, and then after that we adjust the knobs on the camera, and there's two knobs on the camera, and we essentially a guessing game. We could rotate it one way and we could rotate it the other way until the text on the Metro card or business card is perfectly focused. Now, this takes us approximately 15 to 20 minutes. Pretty much because every single time we get the camera, it has different settings on and the distance varies. And essentially that is the most important part of our experiment, because if that isn't done correctly, then we wouldn't have any results to begin with. So overall, that is how you focus a CCD camera.
I can't believe it! The heroines Christine Xu and Sharon Chen have saved the universe! By successfully detecting the presence of and identifying the Nile blue infected tissue, these two courageous souls have prevailed in spotting the enemy and stopping the disease from spreading. Yay!